So welcome back again, it's Stephen here at iPhotography, and today I have been very kindly sent this lovely filter set. So really nice kind of set of filters from K&F Concept, Kentfaith as you may know them. Really nice, and kind of quite interested to actually try them out, because obviously photography, we always use filters, especially if we're doing a lot of outdoor photography. Really helpful. If you've never used filters before, hopefully this will be a good little kind of expose into how to use them and the benefits of them. And honestly, I've never used magnetic filters before previously. But I've been kind of quite impressed in what I've seen so far. I'll show you what's included, just have a little chat about each of the filters that are in here. And then I think what I'll probably do is head out maybe down towards the beach at sunset, because that's going to be a fantastic place to be trying out filters, just to actually see the effects and see how good the filtration is. And obviously I'll show you all the shots that I take through that as well. So if you've never used Kentfaith before, you may be thinking, who are they? Are they any good? But I've been using them for years. I have been buying tripods, camera bags, other bits and pieces from them over the years. They're really good. I tend to say they're like my first choice for photo and video products. So what they've actually sent me is a 5-in-1 filter kit. It's a magnetic filter kit. So basically how it works is that in the kit itself there's a magnetic basic ring. So that's effectively what each of the filters then attaches to. So you need to have that screwed onto the lens first, and then you can kind of connect each of the lenses. I've also got a ND8, an ND64 and an ND1000. So if you've never kind of come across ND filters before, they all are graded in different levels of filtration. The lower the number, the lesser the filtration. If you think of it like sunglasses, one's kind of quite a light prescription, and then the other ones are really heavy the higher the numbers go, so it's harder and harder to see through. I've also got a grad ND, so that's basically a gradiated neutral density filter, so only kind of half of it is filtered and the other half is clear. That's going to be really good for darkening the sky and not darkening the floor, so I'll show you that. And it comes in this really nice kind of presentation case as well. I think this is kind of pretty smart. It's got a nice kind of feel to it. The front of it, actually, I didn't even realize until I kind of popped a filter on it. It's actually magnetic itself. I think that's because of the flap over the top is magnetic, and it just seems to pick it up. But yeah, I just popped a filter on it by accident, couldn't move it. Kind of quite nice little feature. I don't know if that was intended or not. It is super quick to swap in and out these filters themselves, because you don't have to unscrew them like conventional threads. You literally just pull them off, throw them back on, whichever one that you need. Especially, with photography all being about timing, you don't want to be spending, precious seconds unscrewing something, dropping something, picking it up. This is literally a click on, click off, super easy. So the filters themselves, they are all made of imported AGC high definition premium optical glass. They are double-sided, they're multi-coated, there's no chromatic aberration, that's kind of any color shifts. They're waterproof, scratch resistant, even dust proof. So, these things, for the money, this is really good value for money. So they're going to provide you with a really good photographic experience and just protects your lens. So this is what we've got in front of us. As you can see, it's completely blown out sky. That's based on the camera settings that we're looking at the minute, but that's completely expected. That's fine, because that's really what filters are there to help us with. They're there basically to reduce the exposure that's in the overall shot. Okay, so I'm just going to pop on the ND8 here. So there's no threading because it is magnetic. You can see already how much it's reduced the exposure by, which is fantastic. We've still got a bit of hot spot in the middle, but we can change that now. What we can do is basically bring the ISO a little bit lower down, maybe to around about 200, bring the aperture up a little bit higher. Maybe if we take it to around about f8, shutter speed doesn't really need to change, to be very honest. Okay, so that's the 8. Change things up. What else have we got in our little pack? This is it, the ND1000. So this should block out light from here to the end of time.
Superb. So, okay, you can see nothing, which is basically what you kind of expect in these instances. So now we have to kind of lift up the exposure a little bit more. We can slow down the shutter speed. We can do loads of different things to kind of brighten up the exposure itself. So we'll pop on the ND grad. You can see what it looks like in reality. You can see how it is going to affect those clouds that are just closing in around the setting sun. I think it's going to be really nice, this actually. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop it on the camera. It's very simple. Just make sure you've got it the right way around. No point having the graduated part at the bottom, have it at the top. Fits in really easily. You don't really have to kind of mess around with it too much. Let's kind of hop around to the back of the camera and we'll see what we've got here. So yeah, the kind of colours are coming in quite nice. We're going to just mix things up a little bit, change the exposure slightly, and we'll try and take a few shots.
So it's time to give a little bit of a conclusion to this. What do I think? I really like them. I do. I certainly find the magnetic element very, very useful, very helpful. I do like the presentation. I said I love this little pouch. I think it works quite nicely, that everything's separated, because some of the other filter sets that I've got, they all kind of just get bundled up together, but this is just a lot easier and a little bit kind of clearer to see where everything is. I think the shots down on the beach, hopefully, you know, they kind of speak for themselves, really. It's a great place to be kind of shooting. If you're shooting into the sun or into any kind of light source, that's especially when you're going to be wanting to use filters really of any description, to be honest. But I think these have done really, really good job. I love the magnetic element to it. I think I'm a bit of a convert to that now, to be honest, because once you've got that basic attachment ring on, you can literally just throw it on, throw it off. So yeah, it's dead easy, you know, not having to kind of play around. And it wasn't particularly kind of cold at the beach. It was a little bit windy. But it wasn't like kind of, it's like spring, summertime. So I think when it gets to winter, though, I can certainly see the benefits of just being able to pull off a filter and kind of throw a new one on and not have to spend ages kind of twisting it around. And the edge to it as well, so that little grippy edge that goes around the edge of the filters, that's different. That's not something I've had before on a filter kit. So I actually kind of quite like that, because it just gives you that little bit of extra purchase to kind of twist it off, but to kind of just take it off a little bit quicker. So yeah, overall, happy with that. 10 out of 10. Kentfaith, well done. Thank you so much for sending these as well. So if you were considering a filter set of your own, please check out Kentfaith, #1 for video and photo products.